Hey, what's up, y'all? One of the things that I was thinking about earlier was how many people rob themselves of the opportunity to completely immerse themselves in a workout. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why would you rob yourself of the experience of physically exerting yourself, of being able to connect with your body to see what your body is capable of? Why would you rob yourself of that opportunity? There's a few different factors that I believe come into play. Hydration, nourishment, where your mindset has been all day, where your goals are or where they're not. But it's the exerting yourself where you're challenging your muscular system and you're challenging your cardiorespiratory system, your nervous system, all at the same time. And if you don't know what you're actually capable of, you're going to reserve and going to get right to that threshold where it burns really bad, and then you're just going to stop. When I was in boot camp, I was pretty chubby. I wasn't that in shape, and we had this PT test at the end, and I had to pass it in order to graduate. And at this time, I was getting failing scores on everything: the push-ups, sit-ups, and especially the run. And I remember my drill sergeant said something. I don't remember necessarily what he said, but it was like, the amount of pain, the physical pain that you're going to experience from pushing yourself past that level where you've never been before fails to be in the same ballpark to compare to the emotional pain of giving up. Whatever. The pain of not passing that test and not being able to go home to my girlfriend, which is my wife now, and seeing my family for Christmas was great. So I pushed it past the point where I couldn't believe how exhausted I was. But the adrenaline rush, can't even describe it to you other than painful. And I remember in that 2-mile run, I'm running the entire time in a full-out sprint, and I've never run that fast before. And I remember collapsing at the finish line because it was the association to the pain that I would experience if I failed that test. And I remember my hands were bloody and my knees were bloody because of hitting the ground as hard as I did. But it was the feeling of accomplishment at the end. It made it all worth it. What drives me crazy is that people, when I say, okay, we're going to 15 reps, and around the 9th rep, they say, I can't. This is men and women. This is young and old. It doesn't matter who it is. It's just the person who is afraid of pushing themselves and afraid of what they're capable of because they've never been pushed to that point. They associate too much pain to that point. They back off. I can't. And when I remind them of their goal, or I remind them of that emotional trigger, why you've got to push yourself past that point. You've got to keep going. You can keep going, keep going, keep going. And then they keep going, and they keep going, and they keep going, and they keep going, and they keep going. And I'm looking at them in complete awe because their form is perfect. Their form is perfect when they are way past the repetitions that they're supposed to, but they keep going because they're fired up, because they were reminded of the goal that they set and that it is important for them to achieve that goal. Don't tell me you can't do it. when you just did it. Do not rob yourself of the opportunity to feel, to see, to experience what you're truly capable of. Because I promise, when you finish that set, when you finish that workout, when you finish that periodization model that your trainer has put you through, and you look at yourself in the mirror, as soon as you wake up in the morning, you set yourself up for success because you say to yourself, you freaking rock, you've got strength beyond measure, you can do anything because you have been pushed and you have met the challenge with effort. And then that shine, that grind gets passed on to other people in your life because they see what you're doing with what you have. And that is your heart. You are radiating that internal strength. But you can't radiate it until you actually experience that you're actually capable of it. You gotta believe it. And I know you can. I know you can. Have a wonderful night. Peace.